usage of poor souls still shackled to the indoctrination of political correctness. These people can usually be found in their natural habitat, the comments section on every web page everywhere. This form of douchebaggery can also be found while crossing the US-Canadian border. The following is a short skit that illustrates numerous conversations I've had with border guards over my self-identification. For tonight's performance, the part of Darrell will be played by me. Fade in. Interior. Airport customs. Every time. Attired in jet-lagged Darrell, me, approaches a customs officer. Darrell is immediately randomly selected. Customs officer. Citizenship? Darrell. I'm native. Customs officer. We're all native to somewhere. Where are you native to? Darrell. I'm native to this continent. Customs officer. I was born here. That means I'm native to this continent too. What are you? Darrell. I'm Native American. Customs officer. What state are you from? Darrell. No, I'm Native American from Canada. Customs officer. So you're an Eskimo? Darrell. The word is Inuit, and no, I'm from Canada. That makes me First Nations. Customs officer. What's that? Like the United Nations? Darrell. No, I'm an Indian. Darrell places 2 fingers behind his head to represent feathers and dances around in a circle. Darrell. Woo 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 woo. Hey ya ya ya. Hey ya ya ya. Customs officer. Oh, why didn't you say so? Welcome to North Dakota. Fade out. I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just say American or Canadian? Why do you have to be such a pain in the ass? And therein lies the complicated nature of Native self-identification. Allow me to illuminate. I am a status Indian, which means I am registered with an Indian reserve in Canada and therefore eligible for certain rights not afforded Canadians or Americans, aka regular folk. As a status Indian, I am allowed free passage between the US and Canada due to a little piece of legislation from 1794 called the Jay Treaty. Back then, Native people were an important political and military force in North America, so certain concessions were made to us. Indians, as well as Her Majesty's subjects, Canadians, and Americans, could move freely between the borders for the purposes of trade and commerce. There were no border guards making you pull over your covered wagon to search under your animal skins and make you pay duty on flint muskets and trader's rum. Those were the days, huh? In case you're thinking, great, another benefit Indians get that we don't get, you'll notice that the Jay Treaty allowed free passage for Indians and the British and Americans. As it turned out, the Americans and British couldn't play nicely with each other for very long, so free passage between the borders was pretty much left to the Indians. Immigration policy in the US remains today that Native Indians born in Canada are therefore entitled to enter the United States for the purpose of employment, study, retirement, investing, and/or immigration. Not a bad deal, and a pretty interesting fact. But what is the point of this little history lesson? When people hear about my Jay Treaty right, their first reaction is usually, man, you Indians got it good. The government gives you so many breaks. As if from day one, the US and Canadian governments rescued us like birds with broken wings and nursed us back to health with special rights so that we may someday fly as equals to our non-native counterparts. Not even close. If you delve a little deeper into the actual history of the continent, you'll find that practically every Indian policy and so-called right was negotiated at a time when European powers relied heavily on Native people, financially, militarily, and politically. In the case of the first settlers, their reliance on Native people was literally for survival. So be careful what you believe about the first Thanksgiving. Those pilgrims didn't bring much to that dinner except their appetites. The point is, the Jay Treaty was enacted primarily to serve the interests of American and Canadian trade by averting war and solidifying American independence. The reason the treaty included Native people is because First Nations were part and parcel to almost every aspect of the formation of America and were regarded as sovereign nations. The Jay Treaty was not a special right given to